Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is CS Sanket Jain. Today in this video we will be analyzing the past papers. What is the trend in these past papers? Let's have a look at that. Chapter wise, let's begin with May 2018 exam when the new syllabus started till the December 21 exam, which is the latest paper. So if you look at chapter 1 has been asked in May 2019 for 10 marks. There was a case study which comprised of value chain analysis as well as performance prism. So 10 marks were for value chain analysis portion. Then you have one more question in July 2021 for 5 marks, a very simple one, again from value chain analysis. So most asked topic would be value chain analysis. The best estimate that I think you should study and you should think for chapter 1 is 5 marks. Okay, it could definitely be go up till 10. It could also go to 20 if the entire case study also comes from this chapter, but the best estimate would be 5 marks. All right, so chapter 1, as is the introductory chapter, we can say that the number of marks devoted or accordingly the time that you should devote to this chapter should be less comparative to the other subjects, sorry, other chapters. Chapter number 2. Chapter 2 is a very important chapter. A lot of theory is there, and also the ICI also likes this chapter because they have been asking questions from this chapter. So let's look what have they done for chapter number 2. Chapter 2, they asked a 10 marks question in May 18. Okay, then they gave another 10 marks in November 18 to chapter number 2, but then they did not ask in May 19 and November 19. So two attempts they did not ask anything, but in November 20 they asked it for just 5 marks, only 5 marks. But suddenly in January 2021 they asked it for 30 marks. 30 marks from only chapter number 2 in January 21 exams. And this was again repeated in July 2021 exams when it was again asked for 30 marks. And then again in December 21 they have asked it for 20 marks, which gives us the best estimate of 20 marks. Now the most common topics that are being asked from this chapter are practical type questions or some solving questions from cost of quality, throughput accounting, but also theoretical portions or case study questions from business excellence model or supply chain management. Okay, then let's talk about chapter number 3, lean system and innovation. Lean system innovation was asked for 10 marks in May 18. A simple question of OE was asked in May 2018 for 10 marks from chapter 3. Then they did not ask anything from chapter 3 in November 18 and May 19, and straight away asked it for 30 marks in November 2019. So all of a sudden 30 marks to only single chapter, which is chapter 3. Then again, in November 20, they did not even care to ask even a single question from this chapter. But in January 21, they asked it for 20 marks. Then again, nothing in July 21, and then 10 marks in December 21, which again gives us a best estimate of 20. The range is, of course, 10 to 30 marks for this chapter, and the best estimate would be 20. The most common topics that are being asked are just in time, TPM, and Six Sigma. From just in time, there is a possibility that some solving question can come, which was the case in November 2019 exam. They had asked some solving question for 20 marks from this topic. Then TPM has been their favorite for chapter number 3. They have been asking questions from overall equipment effectiveness in various attempts for 10 marks each, and that is how they have been asking TPM. Along with that, they also ask a little bit theory around TPM and OE. And then a Six Sigma question also showed up in January 2021 exam and has not been asked otherwise in any other attempt. Only in January 21 it was asked for 10 marks, Six Sigma. So again makes it an important topic, and anyways is an important topic. Chapter number 4. Chapter number 4 has also seen a very different or a very varied trend. 10 marks devoted to chapter 4, cost management techniques in May 18 exams. But then it was asked for 40 marks in November 18 and 40 again in May 19. 40 marks each in November 18 and May 19 for only single chapter, which is chapter number 4, cost management techniques. Now, if you look at this chapter, this is a very small chapter. Only 4 topics: target costing, product life cycle costing, Pareto analysis, and EMA, right? Only 4 topics in a single chapter. Makes it a very small chapter, but can be asked for as much as 40 marks. In November 18, May 19, it was asked. Then, if you look at November 19, it was asked for only 5 marks. But then again, in November 20, they asked it for 30 marks. After that, they have not asked anything from this chapter in January 21. Only 5 marks in July 21. And again, in December 21, they asked it for 25 marks. 20 marks case from EMA and 5 mark question for a very simple question on cost control versus cost reduction. Straightforward theory. Generally, people avoid that kind of theory which is given in the beginning of the chapter, cost control versus cost reduction, but was asked for 5 marks in December 21 paper. Chapter 5 was never asked and now it will not be asked because it has been removed. So let's jump to chapter number 6, which is decision making. We give a lot of time, a lot of time to chapter number 6 because it is a huge chapter, has a lot of questions which can be solved, and is a tricky chapter. But how much is it asked for in general? In May 18, it was asked for 10 marks. In November 18, 20 marks. In May 19, it was not asked at all. But then in November 19, 15, May 20, 15, January 21, 20, July 21, 10 marks, and December 21, 15 marks. So, the biggest chapter that you have, chapter number 6, which is the trickiest of all, I believe, and the most time consuming chapter out of all, comes for only 15 marks. So you should know that the amount of time that you are spending for this chapter is not giving you a reward as much as it should. I am not even saying that it cannot be asked for more number of marks, it can be. But from the past analysis, it can be shown, it can be seen that it is being asked for a best estimate of only 15 marks. The most common topics from this chapter are outsourcing. Okay, what factors to consider while outsourcing? Dropping a client is their favorite question, right? Special order questions, optimum product mix, and outsourcing decision as well. Make or buy is the outsourcing decision question. These are the favorite topics from which ICI has mostly asked questions in the previous attempts. Then chapter 7 again is not a favorite one of ICAI from the compared to the remaining chapters, but was asked for 0 marks in May 18, November 18, as I said, and was asked for 40 marks in May 19 all of a sudden. You can see chapter 4 and chapter 7 in May 19 comprising 80 marks in total. So it was asked for 40 marks, but then suddenly the trend again came to the reality where it was seen that for it was not asked at all in November 19, but then picked up a trend which was constant now. November 20 asked for 5 marks, 5 marks in January 21, 5 marks in July 21, and 5 marks in December 21. So our best estimate is that it can be asked for as much as 10 marks, but can go for a normal range of 5 marks. Okay. The most common question that institute asks is from the situations. It gives you situations of in which you have to tell the strategy, the pricing strategy that you are going to use. Those are the most favorite questions from chapter 7 that ICI has, but can also ask profit maximization model, and it can also ask other theoretical portions from chapter 7. Chapter 8 again a very big question, a very big chapter, sorry, huge chapter, and has a lot of models, has a lot of theory, and the questions are also huge. Mostly can be asked in the case studies because it the topics available in chapter 8 make up for a good case study and can be used to make a good case question, but were not asked at all in May 18 and November 18 when the new syllabus was new. So it can be understood that they did not understand the importance of this chapter. But in May 19, they picked it up, asked a case study of performance prism for 10 marks in May 19, clubbed it with value chain analysis for 10 marks again, making it a 20 marks case study. In November 19, they asked it for 31 marks. Okay, 31 marks. Then again in November 20 they asked it for 40 marks, a 20 marks case question, 20 marks case question again in November 19 also, November 20 also 20 marks case. May 19 also a case from chapter 8. So they understood that chapter 8 could be used for case. But it was becoming very obvious, so they switched it. In January 21, did not ask a case question uh, from chapter 8. They instead asked it from supply chain management. In July 21, they asked a case from business excellence model and not from chapter 8. So chapter 8 was only asked in January 21 for 10 marks, in July 21 for 20 marks, mostly comprising of ROI and EVA questions. And in December 21, again it was asked for only 20 marks. Okay. So the most common guess that can be put for chapter 8 is 30 marks. You can estimate a 30 marks range for chapter number 8. It can go as low as 10 marks, of course. uh, more uh, more ranging in the range of 20 marks, but can go as high as 40. So our best estimate is going to be 30 marks. The questions most commonly being asked till now are from ROI and RI, EVA calculations, and value for money framework, but can also be asked from performance prism, balance scorecard, building block model, which have not been tested yet and can give you a good question from these topics. So form a good set of models or topics in this chapter which can bring you a good question. So entire chapter is very important, but these are the common topics from where the questions came till now. Chapter 9 has only one single point, which is transfer pricing. There are different ways of transfer pricing, and mostly you have to calculate the range of transfer prices. You have to write certain theory about it, about the two things, uh, how managers and how senior management has to deal with conflicts. Everything is around transfer pricing only. So the entire chapter is towards a single flow. But also comes a topic called international transfer pricing, which is again transfer pricing but internationally. Most more or less same only. Asked for 20 marks in May 18, 10 marks in November 18, and then nothing in May 19, again 10 marks in November 19, 10 marks in November 20, 20 marks in January 21, and 10 marks in July 21 and 20 marks in December 21, which clearly tells you that one question either for 20 marks or either for 10 marks is going to be asked from chapter number 9 compulsorily in every paper. The only paper they have not asked this question, they have not asked this chapter, is in May 19, which was very weird because 80 marks from these two chapters, right? But if you look at any other paper, 10 marks or a 20 marks question will come from this chapter. So very important chapter, again transfer pricing. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are doing entire transfer pricing absolutely well. Coming to chapter number 10, strategic analysis of operating income. Again 40 marks question in 40 marks devoted to this chapter in May 18. Of course there was no trend at that point of time. Again November 18, no such trend, asked it for 20 marks, but then realized nothing, asked in May 19. 14 marks allotted in November 19, asked a question on manufacturing cycle efficiency. Okay, then in November 20 they did not ask anything, nothing asked in January 21 as well. In July 2021 they asked a 20 marks question, and then on activity based costing, nothing again in December 2021. Okay, the most common questions they ask are, one is of course activity based costing, allocation of overheads, and then cost calculation. Others could be direct product profitability, which was asked in May 18, profit improvement plan again in the May 18 November 18 papers, customer profitability analysis again in the early papers, and then manufacturing cycle efficiency, which most people leave, was asked in November 2019. You should do it. Okay, and then coming to chapter 11. Chapter 11 was asked for 20 marks in May 2018, for 10 marks in November 18, and then straight away it was asked in November 19 for 10 marks again. Feed forward and feedback control instead. In fact, then in January 21 it was asked for 10 marks, and then July 21 again for 10 marks, December 21 again for 10 marks, which shows that there is a trend now. If this chapter is going to be asked from, then it is going to be asked for 10 marks. The question will come for 10 marks, is the best estimate that I can give you. So in this 10 mark range, the most common topic that is being asked is beyond budgeting, but also feed forward feedback control is a good option, which was asked in November 2019. Then chapter number 12, standard costing. Most people are afraid of this chapter because probably most of the students are not able to understand this chapter very well. It was asked for only 10 marks in November 18, then 20 marks in May 19, 10 marks in November 19, 20 marks in the next one, November 20, 10 marks for Jan 21, 10 marks for July 21, and nothing in December 21, which tells you that it will be either asked for 10 marks or 20 marks, so you don't have to be scared from this chapter. But 10 marks, 20 marks coverage mostly you need to ensure for this chapter. Okay, so the most common topics are activity based standard costing, overheads calculation, overheads variance calculation, and accordingly reconciling the variances and interpretation of variances form a very good part for the theory portion of standard costing. So these are the areas that you should majorly work upon, and these are the areas that have been majorly asked from in the previous attempts. So this is the general analysis, exam analysis of the previous attempts. How many marks from which chapter, from which topic, most asked topics, everything is right here. And then if you want to go into much detail, then you can check out the question number, the chapter they had asked it from, the topic they had asked it from, and the reference name of that particular question. Okay, let's say in November 2019, the question was asked from performance measurement and evaluation. It was a value for money framework case study, and the reference name of this case study is Cure Hospital. So you can check it out that way as well. And this is the entire analysis of the previous papers. Alright, I hope this video could help you in some way to understand how much time to allot for which chapter, which chapters do you think are more important from the trend point of view. Of course, at the same time, I would like to mention this fact that ICI has not been following a particular trend except for certain chapters. So it cannot be ensured that you are thorough with the subject if you have studied as per a trend. Try to make sure that you cover as many topics as possible, hopefully everything that is given in the syllabus, and make sure that you know and understand each and everything so that you can use the conceptual understanding in the papers. Thank you so much for watching this. All the best, take care, and I'll see you next time.